Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Random Episode. This is the podcast where we watch a random episode of a TV show from a random series that neither of us have watched before. I'm Varn.
And I'm Christy.
As always, we like to give credit for our amazing intro song to our friend Large Jesus. This week, we are talking about the show Shahs of Sunset, Season 6, Episode 2. The name of this episode is A Long Trip for a Short Apology. It aired July 23rd, 2017 on, of course, Bravo. So, Christy, what did you know about this show before watching it?
Well, I did know a fair amount only because I am somewhat in the Bravo universe. I would say I'm kind of in the shallow end of the Bravo pool as opposed to some people who are fully immersed in everything Bravo sphere. So because I watched Vanderpump and just like a few of the Housewives franchises, so I've seen advertisements for it. And of course, it's like a pretty typical Bravo type show. So I had a hunch what I would expect to see and things like that, just because I'm familiar with the Bravo format. And then I will also say I didn't realize this until I started watching. I knew Reza and MJ because both of them were on seasons of The Traitors, which if you haven't watched The Traitors is the best reality competition show maybe I've ever seen. So I didn't even put it together, but I've seen both Reza and MJ in those contexts. So it was kind of wild to see them now in their real show after only seeing them in Traitors. So, yeah.
Which season of Traitors was that?
So, I believe Reza was on season 1 and then MJ was season 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I started season 1
I can't believe you couldn't
Traitors,
finish it.
And I could not give two shits about
Oh my
anyone on
God.
that
I can't
show.
believe that. I was obsessed with both seasons. So good. So good.
Which I think gives a little bit about my background with this show and just, reality TV in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Shahs of Sunset.
Okay.
I'm not in the Bravoverse. I don't think I can probably count on one hand the number of Bravo shows I've watched.
I can see that.
And for me, reality TV is just not something I'm really into. I do have some reality TV shows that I do watch.
Okay.
One of them being Married at First Sight.
Oh, yeah. I hear really good things about that one.
Yeah,
I can't believe I don't watch it, honestly.
It's a Lifetime show.
Yeah, it's great.
You can watch it on Hulu, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
Because in this one, it's about two people who, or a group of people who are, meeting their spouse for the first time at the altar.
Yeah.
And the show calls it an experiment. It's a 10-week or 8-week experiment.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the 8 weeks, they have to decide whether or not to stay married or get divorced. And
Mm-hmm.
in this show, that one, it seems as if these people are really trying. Some of them, maybe are in it for the fame, but for the most part, these people seem to be in it. So it's not as scripted as a lot of other reality TV is.
Yeah.
And then also another one, 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, yeah. I used to be really deep into that, and then I had to quit.
That got me through the pandemic.
Yeah. I think that was when I watched a lot of it.
Right.
But then it was too much. That universe is too extensive that I had to get out. I had to escape.
And to be clear, we used to watch 90 Day Fiancé before the 90.
Okay, yeah, that's good too. Yeah, there's so many different.
That's the one. We didn't watch 90 Day Fiancé. We watched only before the 90.
Okay.
And yeah, that one just had so many characters. It was just perfect pandemic.
See,
watch.
But I feel like if you liked those type of shows, then Bravo shows should appeal to you because it's just the characters are wild. And that's, I feel like, what draws you into Bravo shows too. For me.
But it's not, there's
nothing, there's no plot.
There's no plot. I don't
there's
know.
nothing going on.
Yeah, and which we'll talk more about throughout this episode.
Yeah. Okay. So not too much context for you. Not huge into reality. So that'll be interesting because as you know, reality is like my thing. So we'll see how each of us felt about this show in those contexts.
If you listeners can't tell who chose this one this week.
I may have suggested a reality television show. We'll see how it goes.
But this won't be our last reality TV show. We will definitely do some more down the road.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into the episode.
Yeah.
So I think let's take it storyline by storyline,
Sure.
or each character storyline by storyline.
Yeah.
Let's start off with Asa.
Yeah.
How about you give us Asa's storyline?
Yeah, so before we even jump into that, I really appreciate the thing I love about Bravo shows is the intro names all the people, right? So
Yes.
whereas when we watch TV shows, I'm always going to IMDb trying to figure out what characters' names are. Bravo's like, here they are, here's the cast. They're there. It's all laid out for you, not hard to follow. And Bravo just always has the marker on the screen like, this is Asa's house, this is Mike's house. Like, there's no guessing. That's what I love about Bravo. You can just jump right into
I
it.
really did appreciate that. But yes, before we, I guess, dive in, I also did note that executive producer was Ryan Seacrest.
Yeah. It was.
Does he do this a lot? Is he executive producer on a lot of reality shows?
I don't know. I mean, he was a big part of the Kardashians, and this feels similar vibe type. So I'm not surprised that he would also be doing this show. Yeah, but I don't think he does a lot of the other like housewives. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so Asa, her whole thing, right, is surprise, she's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
And I'm so baffled by this because she's already 5 months pregnant and somehow this is a surprise to everybody. But she looks pregnant and she's been pregnant for a long time. So the storyline about this being a surprise was odd to me.
Well, I guess in the recap, we learned that she had just told everyone at some event the night before or recently.
Yeah.
But again, this is where I think it was scripted.
It's so fake.
It's so scripted. Obviously, she's 5 months pregnant, and if she sees these people as often as we think. But mind you, this is also episode 2 of season 6.
Yeah.
So maybe they take a break in between seasons from seeing each other.
But so this is the whole thing about Bravo, right? Like in some of the Bravo shows, the people are actually friends in real life. And so it's hard to tell because I don't know these characters super well if they're actually friends in real life, in which case these people absolutely would have known she's pregnant before she was 5 months along. And there's some Bravo shows where they're not actually friends in real life, but they film together. So if it's that case, then there's a chance they haven't seen each other. And so it is a surprise. So I don't know yet. Maybe I'll have to do some digging on this show to figure out if they like actually like each other and hang out.
And are they all friends, or are some of them related brothers and sisters?
That's another question that I was wondering. At some point, one of them referenced, oh, I knew her dad when I was in high school. So there was at least one relationship that I realized I think they're actually friends. I think they've been friends for a long time. And I don't know. What do you think? Do you think any of them are related?
So I think Asa is a friend of the group. The only ones I possibly could see I think it was MJ and Mike. I could see them as brother and sister.
Okay.
Otherwise, everyone else just seemed like friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so that was a wonder. And then again, too, right, that if Asa truly didn't tell anyone, I don't know. It seems like maybe Asa's not really in the group. I got that vibe that she's kind of in the group for filming, but not really in the group.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm not super shocked. Anyway, so she's pregnant and everybody is very judgmental of this pregnancy, which is interesting.
Everyone has opinions, especially Mike and MJ.
Yes.
They are the most talking about Persian culture, how they can't believe she's not married. They're not even living together. Though we never met Tommy. I think Tommy is her
I don't remember him being
baby
in the
daddy's
episode.
name. Yeah, we didn't see him at all in this episode.
Yeah. Well, and MJ just really seems to be bothered by the fact that Asa seems very secretive. And I don't know exactly what the secret is, but is the fact like maybe MJ needs more details about why they're not living together, and she feels like Asa's withholding that information, which again kind of makes me think Asa's not really their friend. Maybe she's just kind of on the periphery of the group. I don't know, but MJ is very bothered by it and very judgmental.
Very, very judgmental. And
Yeah. And there's that whole thing, like you said, about the Persian culture aspect of it all, and this is, I guess, kind of scandalous.
To them it is.
Yeah.
I guess they're trying to be traditional, but
Yeah.
of course the hypocrisy of it all, right? Because MJ obviously just had a party last night.
Yeah.
He had, all these dancers, and I'm sure he messes around. I'm just going to assume that he messes around. So
Yeah.
to then judge someone for being in a committed relationship, 7 years,
Yeah.
it is Asa's been in a relationship,
Yeah.
and now she's pregnant, but I
Yeah.
guess it is a little weird that they don't live together.
I was just thinking that. I just feel like logistically to not live with your baby's father, if you're together, right? Like you're in a relationship and to not live together,
Yeah,
that might be difficult.
yeah.
But Asa seems unbothered.
No, she's
seems fine.
confident. She is comfortable in her situation.
Yeah.
She's happy about it. So
yeah, and this was planned. I mean, I'm getting that sense as well that they wanted to have a baby. So, sure, yeah, sure.
Oh, I didn't get that sense that this was
you
planned.
didn't? I don't
but
know.
again, I think she's happy and she's comfortable, and
Yeah.
I was good for you.
Yeah.
Just owning it, your
Yeah.
situation. Be proud to be of your pregnancy and your.
Yeah, she seems super happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild. So this is something that when I saw MJ doing all this judgmental, like super stirring the pot stuff, it was so wild because on the Traders, MJ at least came across very subdued. She was not a big game player. She was not stirring the pot.
Interesting.
She was very kind of like took a back seat to most of the game playing. And then I won't spoil it, but there's a lot of drama with her at the end. But for the majority of the season, she's not the pot stirrer at all in the Traders. So seeing her in this, I was kind of blown away that she's such a shit stirrer on Shahs of Sunset. It's wild.
Well, it's her character. It's obviously
Yeah.
her character on the show
Yeah.
of Shahs of Sunset that
True.
this is what she does.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm sure the production is nudging her to be this character
Yes.
of the shit stirrer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good point. So maybe that's not her true nature, and what we saw in the Traders maybe was more of like who she actually
could
is.
be
I don't know.
Again, I think Traders is also kind of scripted too.
I'm sure, yeah.
But I think, yeah, she probably was playing a different character, or
Yeah.
maybe it's closer to who she actually is. You need to play cards closer to her chest, a little bit quieter.
Yeah. So anyway, that was just interesting to see. But everybody's so judgmental of Asa. I kind of feel for her.
Especially the anniversary dinner,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll get to the anniversary dinner
Yeah.
when we talk about Reza. But at that table, that's where everything just blew up, and so much drunken shit talking.
Yeah. And MJ was just coming for her, just like the questions, like, what are you going to do? Why don't you live together? And I don't know. I just kind of felt for her just being attacked.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Mike's comment about, so I guess Tommy is black,
Yeah.
about, I mean, I feel like he had to say something that was kind of racist.
Yeah.
But hey, I've dated, or I guess he was married. Oh, he said he was married to a white woman.
Yeah. So he can't be racist.
So he can't
obviously.
be racist. He can't be racist. But
yeah, that was interesting. And I honestly do not know very much about Persian culture. So I did wonder about that. Is there like any kind of colorism or racism? Like, is that part of the culture? I don't know. Do you have any context for Persian culture?
for Persian culture,
Yeah.
no. Being Indian,
Yeah.
there is some context there. I mean, yeah, I think the darker the skin,
Yeah.
probably more looked down upon.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of though, I mean, it's becoming obviously more common now, seeing a lot more Indians and black, like Kamala Harris.
I was about to say.
Oh, yeah.
Topical. Yeah, but
But-
that was interesting because it did seem, I don't know if that was just Mike or whoever was making it a big deal, or if this is a larger conversation that is like more common in Persian culture. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But the fact, you're right, like the fact that it was clearly brought up for a reason and trying to use it almost as an attack on Asa, I didn't like that.
Not cool, man.
Yeah,
Not cool.
That's not great. No. But yeah, I mean, other than that, Asa, I don't know if she's really playing a big part in this episode,
No.
other than just being pregnant
Just being
and having
pregnant,
people attack her for it.
And everyone's
which
just
I
so
mean-
surprised.
Oh, the only thing I will also say is at one point somebody asks her about eating the placenta,
Oh,
and
yes.
she said she was going
Oh,
to.
God.
Which in some ways, so for the record, I've had 2 children. I did not eat the placenta either time. I don't want to judge it because I get it. I just, my personal choice was not to do that. And if she wants to, more power to her.
More.
But that was
power to
probably
her.
the biggest wild, like, oh God, Asa of the whole episode.
I agree. All right. So, anything else about Asa? Or should we dive into maybe MJ next?
Yeah, let's talk about MJ.
So MJ's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Aside from shit talking on Asa.
Yes.
I guess so her dad is in the hospital.
Yeah.
We kind of hear that in the recap. And it seems as if he's had a stroke.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. There was something clearly very seriously, like serious medical condition happened.
Right. So with MJ, she sees Mike, she has the whole conversation with him about everything with Asa.
Yeah.
And then we really don't see her too much. Again, we see her at the anniversary party. Again, that's more tied to Asa.
Yeah.
It's really the big scene for her is when Reza comes to her place.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wrote down that she can't really be shit talking to other people because her life is. That's when you see that her life is a mess.
God, her life is a mess.
Her place was
gross,
trashed. Yeah,
yes.
I mean, as she was, sitting there making drinks for her and Reza, which was a Makers and ginger and lemon, which I noted I want to try this weekend.
Oh, okay, let's do it
because that sounded delicious. But instead of making drinks, she should have been cleaning up her place.
Well,
there were clothes everywhere. There was shit everywhere.
Reza's like, I gotta clean this place. Like, I can't even be in here. It was gross.
Yes,
and it made me sad. And is this how she wants to live? Is she happy? I don't know, MJ.
Yeah, I was. That's when I got concerned for her because it did not look like she was in a good place.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, and then Reza was saying, like, Reza fully is like, MJ's life is chaos. So he's calling it out in his, his interviews and things like that. But her place is literally filthy. He mentioned she's a really toxic mom who lives nearby.
Yeah.
Which we didn't find out anything this
didn't find
episode.
much about her mom.
Yeah. And Reza's just like, get your life together, MJ. And it was just sad. So this was also interesting because I just always assume people on these Bravo reality shows have a lot of money, or like the housewives, they're all rich, right? Or they've been like, this is season 6. You've been on a Bravo show for a couple of years.
Point.
You make a decent amount of money to be on a Bravo show. So I'm always so intrigued when I see their houses or apartments and their like dumps, because I don't know. Everybody's financial situation is different, but like, what are you doing with your Bravo money, MJ?
She must be blowing it elsewhere, right?
Maybe on clothes or purses or shoes. I don't know.
Or maybe it's going towards her father's.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hospital care too.
Yeah.
But it was funny that conveniently, of course, they get a survey. She gets a survey call.
Yeah, right.
While taping. It's clearly a stage.
It's all staged.
Survey
all
call
these scenes
about
are
her
completely
father's.
staged.
Stay.
Yeah.
But then so Reza decides that he's gonna join MJ to go visit her dad.
Yeah.
And that was the most truest non-scripted scene in this whole
It was really
show.
sad. It was dark. I mean,
really
seeing
was.
her with the dad just he was responsive, but not really. It was really sad. And it also made me feel sad that they were, I don't want to say exploiting this for TV, but they're in this this dying man's hospital room filming for television. Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah. And especially because it was a true moment, I feel like, when MJ said she was surprised because I feel like many people, I thankfully, knock on wood, no family members in the hospital or in this type of situation. But I guess when she came yesterday, her father was doing a lot better. And then when she comes back the next day, so that fear, that anxiety in her voice, just, wanting to know like what happened. It was sad. It was scary. And
I know. It was sad.
I felt really bad for her. And then seeing
Reza's reaction,
just breaking down, crying, can't look. He had to he left the room at one point.
Yeah.
It was really sad.
I know. And this was definitely, to me, the most real moment of this reality show. And it was also the part that I was like, maybe we shouldn't be filming this, So I appreciated the reality of the situation and getting a glimpse into MJ's struggle. And it just felt too personal, maybe, for reality TV. I don't know.
So this is why I liked it, because it was so anti-reality TV.
Okay.
So, but you're saying you thought it went too far. It was getting away from the fantasy of reality TV. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe. And I'm trying to think of other Bravo shows. I just feel like and this doesn't mean it's the only way to do it, but in other Bravo shows, people will reference like a parent dying or being in the hospital. So like on Vanderpump, a lot of the time people reference a family member dying or something, but we never see it. And we never see the struggle and like the seriousness of it. So I don't know if I've seen another episode of a reality show that was maybe this real of somebody in a hospital doing really poorly. So I don't know, maybe that did make me feel uncomfortable because that's not the reality Bravo universe I'm used to seeing.
That's not why you come to Bravo reality TV.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I guess this was a couple of years ago, so I hope he's okay. I don't know. I'm like scared to look it up to see what ended up happening with her dad, but I hope he's okay. I feel for MJ. And I hope, since we've seen this episode, maybe she's gotten her life together a little bit.
I hope so.
MJ.
But after they left there and they got into their car. Also, let me tell you, I was really concerned when they were boozing it up at her place and then they go to the hospital. I was like, for the love of God, I hope the producers got them a car to drive them. So I was really happy when I saw when they left the hospital, they got into a Suburban or an Escalade or something like that.
I had that similar thought. Wait, they're boozing up before going to the hospital, before this beach party? I don't know. It felt like an odd, like clearly the filming schedule was like, we have this day and we have to film this scene and the hospital scene and the beach party scene in one day. Go. Like, to me, that felt, I don't know, too production-y.
Maybe hold off on the pregame until after seeing your dad.
Yeah.
Pregame in the car on the way over. That's fine, but not before going to the hospital.
Yes, it felt so inorganic, and so this is clearly what the production schedule had to be this day for whatever reason, and that's why they're doing it. So,
right.
I don't know. Oh, well.
But in the car, it was interesting because MJ said that when she walked in, she was fully expecting her dad to say, "Someone get me a hooker."
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
So it clearly seems as if this man was, a playboy.
Yeah.
Previously.
Well, and it did seem like all of the men in this show referenced at some point in time them being wild, or like, I used to be wild. I can't believe I've been settling down. I was so wild. So again, I was like, is this a culture thing? Is this just these people? Yeah. Like, what's up with the men on this show all having been or currently being wild?
Yeah. I think, what was it that Reza said that he calls his dad a hoe and he calls his grandmother a hoe.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was very proud that he was celebrating his 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
We're already slipping into Reza's story line here, but when it comes to MJ, is there anything else really to talk about?
No,
MJ?
I think we should talk about Reza. It's a much more
get
entertaining story, like the Reza of it all.
Let's get into it.
What did you think of Reza? Well,
at first I thought I didn't want to pass so much judgment.
Yeah.
But when we didn't see Adam for a while, and he mentioned that he was married, I thought, oh, interesting. He's straight.
Oh, okay.
But then when we find out he's married to a man, to this guy Adam, he's a very nice man.
Yeah, Adam seems great.
But Reza in this episode seemed, I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
I liked him. I liked his character. I like the whole storyline with Gigi. I totally understand why he's pissed and everything.
Yeah.
Which we'll get into, I think, when we talk about Gigi.
Yeah.
But no, I liked Reza.
Yeah. I mean, Reza gives me main character energy. To me, Reza is the star of this show. And at first, it was kind of hard to tell. And then as the episode developed, it was pretty clear that without Reza, this show would not be as good to me. Like, Reza is needed for this show.
Absolutely. No one has the personality that matches his.
Exactly.
Everyone is revolving around him.
Yes.
He's the one driving this show forward.
Yes. He's clearly the best TV, like a great television star. They found a good one in Reza. And I kind of already knew that a little bit just from seeing him on The Traitors. Spoiler alert, he wasn't on that long. So I didn't get to know him very well. So I kind of enjoyed seeing his just antics and just even the way he talked in his just standalone interviews just was so funny. He was clearly the comic relief as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I liked him. But yeah, so he and his husband have been married for a year, and he talked, you're right, very extensively about how this is a huge deal for him.
Very yeah, he said this a lot. He was very, very proud of this.
Yeah.
But I guess he kind of burned his husband. I guess his husband wanted to get married in Thailand.
Yeah.
But Reza shot that down.
Yeah, I don't remember. Did they explain why? I mean, I'm sure that was a past season.
No, they didn't explain why.
We needed more flashbacks on that to give us more context. Yeah, so Reza's like, you know what? Instead of getting married in Thailand, we're going to go to this wildlife preserve for our anniversary because that's basically the same thing.
The same thing.
No.
So I want to rent a shuttle. All of our friends are going to get on the shuttle, and we're going to go to this this wildlife sanctuary where it is not where I would choose to celebrate my 1 year anniversary.
No.
If my wife took me here for my 1 year anniversary to make it up for not going to Thailand, I'd be pissed.
I know. Can we also talk about, I don't know if you noted this, but their like quote unquote party bus is literally a Sprinter van, which is so Bravo. So you don't watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake, but a Sprinter van is like very important to the Bravo sphere. So it's a Sprinter van. And did you notice the decorations are it was like dollar store decorations.
Yes.
It was just so sad to me. They're just on this little van with their little cheap plastic decorations.
So is that normal? I just thought that they this was a limousine company, that this is the best they could get.
The Sprinter van is very typical for the Housewives type shows. Yes. I memean, it's always like nobody's actually driving, right? Like they always have a driver, they have some sort of van. And so the Sprinter van is very typical for Bravo. But I have the decorations just killed me. Like, this is your anniversary. And again, in my head, I'm assuming these people are supposed to be wealthy just because that's what Bravo's usually like. And to see these cheapo, just this is what they're doing.
I don't think, aside from nice cars, because everyone was driving a Mercedes or a BMW, something like that. I mean, everyone was living in pretty modest.
That's true.
Apartments. For the parties, they were renting.
Well, when we talk about the party, maybe that'll change our tune about how much money they have. I don't know.
But again, I don't understand. So when they do these types of things, are they paying for this, or is Bravo paying for these things?
Oh, that's a good question. So it kind of depends. So on Housewives, every season there's like trips that they go on, and they make it seem like one of the women will say, oh, I rented this house for us to stay in. But in reality, like Bravo paid for that. That's production, all of that. So I don't know always with parties, because then on other Bravo shows, there's always drama about like who paid for the party. So I think a lot of the time with parties, it actually is the cast member who pays for it. But usually with trips, it's production. But that's a really good question.
And what about dinners too? I mean, I know in a lot of reality TV shows, they go out to these group dinners, and looks like they're renting out either a private room or most of the restaurant. Yeah,
that's a good question. I think, again, that kind of depends on like where they are and how big the group is. If it's just like a small dinner, it might be they actually went out to dinner. But if it's a big group event, I think a lot of the time that's production.
Okay.
That's a good question. We need a Bravo producer in here ASAP.
We do.
We got to
need Bravo producers out there and would like to come on our show.
Please teach us about how this works.
Please reach out to us.
Yeah, we love it.
So they go to this animal sanctuary where they are, just looking at all the animals, but his husband Adam, if you bring up Thailand, he just gets upset.
So unhappy.
Yes. I feel so bad for him.
I know. I wish we'd gotten to know Adam. I mean, I feel like we got to know him a fair amount on this episode, but he does seem like a good person. I hope not. I hope nothing bad happens later on that we're like, oh, I regret saying that. But in this episode, he seems like a good guy. So I wanted more Adam, I feel.
The same. I wanted more Adam too.
Yeah.
And they get peed on by monkeys and all kinds of stuff. Someone really wanted to get into the cages with the animals. Thank God they all stopped that person from getting into the cages.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing with Adam, I guess, is he really wants a baby.
Yes.
And Reza doesn't.
Yes.
So then they get into it about that. Again, like this poor anniversary dinner.
Yes.
Like they're getting into it about having a baby. It's just so sad. It's making me feel bad for them.
Yeah. I wrote down, Reza said this, that ever since he found out about Asa, Adam's uterus has been on fire.
Yes!
Great
I love
quote.
that. I love that.
Great quote.
That's why Reza is such good TV. He says amazing things like that.
That was so good.
Yeah. Well, and then Reza is also similar to MJ, like a pot stirrer. So at some point he goes up to Shervin and is like talking about how like Shervin's a whore and like he's going to cheat on his girlfriend. I just feel like at his own anniversary dinner, he's just trying to stir the pot and stir shit up.
Absolutely.
And like, poor Adam.
Yeah.
Like, isn't this supposed to be for Adam?
Because Adam's not doing any shit stirring.
No.
He's just in there, just, waiting to have a baby.
I know, but he clearly I mean, again, this was a couple of years ago, so are they still married? I hope so. I need to do some research.
So too.
I hope it's been working out for them because Adam seems good, and they do in this episode seem like, even with all the chaos, they seem like a good couple.
Yeah.
So.
But the anniversary dinner seems to be a success. Everyone seems to have a good time. What they set up for dinner did look pretty nice.
Yeah,
I was impressed with that.
For sure.
And the dinner did look good.
Yeah.
But then fast forward to again Reza joining MJ at visiting her dad and his breakdown, and remembering when he was a teenager, seeing her dad and looking up to him. And fast forward to the party, like he's telling everyone about his experience
With MJ?
With MJ.
Yeah.
And
Again, such a pot stirrer.
Yeah.
Like,
but it was positive though. Because he was talking.
He was talking pretty bad shit about MJ. Like, I just feel like he was like, oh God, MJ, she's like delusional. She's
that's
doesn't even
right.
know, she's in denial. I don't know. Like, so yes, the positive and also talking shit about MJ.
True.
So.
True. There's only once that he talks shit. I'm going to defend Reza. I'm here to defend you, my friend. That, yes, he said that she was a little delusional, saying that, her dad's going to be walking her down the aisle.
Yeah.
Though, has she seen anyone? I think that's really the delusional
part.
part.
I think they, at some point, referenced that MJ also had a boyfriend.
Okay, well, they were in this episode.
But I don't think he was in the episode. So, yeah, I don't know. So, yes, I do. Again, Reza's a good character because he's very complex, right? Like, he has these very real, emotional, raw moments. And he's a great pot stirrer. And he will just, like, do the producer's bidding and go start conversations. I mean, does that bring us to the Gigi of it all?
I think that brings us to the Gigi.
We got to talk about Gigi.
So, Gigi's actually one of the first characters we meet in this episode because she goes to visit Asa.
Yeah.
And essentially we find out that she is what's a good word based on the recaps that we saw? What would be a good word to describe her? A live wire or a wild card.
Yeah,
maybe.
Chaotic,
Yes.
maybe. Yeah. I mean, she's definitely on the outs with at least Adam and Reza and maybe others. This definitely also made it seem like maybe Gigi hasn't been hanging out with the group until this episode.
Yes.
Right?
That's the feeling I'm getting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently in the past seasons, she has attacked Adam.
Yeah, I guess she physically attacked Adam.
Well, I think she looks like she drunkenly sprinted out of a building.
Yeah.
Tripped or ran into Adam. Or maybe she did attack him. I'm trying to remember that scene.
They showed, though, like the neck damage that he had, the scratches and everything.
He would tell people that he was attacked by a dog.
Yeah. This is what's so great about Bravo. They always come with receipts. Like, they always have the footage. So even if you jump into this season, they're like, let me show you what happened. And they pull it up. It's great.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. It was very easy. They make life very easy for the viewer.
Exactly.
And I guess she also claimed that she had a video of Reza giving a blowjob to another man, and she had to come clean and say that she was lying about that.
Yeah, she made that up for some reason.
Yeah,
So I know, and I feel like we obviously we saw some of this and we're missing some context for why, right? So clearly something went down that made Gigi turn on Reza so that she would start this lie and start all this drama. And it might just be that Gigi is the wild card. Like she just might be the chaos agent.
I think she is just the chaos agent. But it seems as if, I would like to hope that she, before this episode, maybe before the season, she sought some help.
Yeah.
And this is her.
Didn't she say when she went to visit Asa, she's like, I've been getting my spirit good or something.
Yeah.
She said something about her spirit.
And hopefully that means therapy.
Yeah.
Because she clearly needs it. And hopefully that doesn't mean, self-medicating.
Yeah. So she's doing something in theory to help herself. But yeah, so she talks to Adam and apologizes. It also seems like Adam and Gigi were pretty close.
Yes.
Because Adam clearly wants to go back to being friends, and he knows his husband, Reza, isn't about that right now. So it's kind of, I don't know, I feel for them. Again, I really liked Adam.
I really liked Adam too. And of course, the show had set up the drama at that lunch because he doesn't order anything. He's acting all pissed off at first when he sits down, even though Gigi's ordered lunch.
Yeah.
And, bringing up all the what happened about, having to tell everyone that he saw about he got attacked by a dog.
Yeah.
But of course, we knew they were getting back together.
Yeah. It was
all friendly.
My hunch is this was a staged scene.
Obviously.
Go figure.
Obviously.
But yeah, and then he goes back and tells Reza about it. And I guess Reza kind of seemed open to the idea of forgiveness.
He said that she has never apologized to him.
That's fair.
And that's what he's waiting for. So he's going to continue to hold a grudge.
Yeah. If Gigi apologizes, we'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we fast forward to the party.
This party, what did you think about this Malibu house party?
It was something that I will not be going to anytime soon. Because I guess a Persian party consists of 1, a dope house, 2, catered food. I'm there for that. 3, so much alcohol, and then extracurricular activities like belly dancers. And then but they also, I guess, bartenders that wear nothing but lingerie too.
Oh my God. I love that you also wrote those down word for word. I was like taking notes. Wait, what makes the perfect Persian party? I wrote all those down as well. It checks out. And I love the idea of renting this, as he says, dope house. It was a sweet house. Nice pool.
It was a very nice house.
It was great.
Again, did he pay for it or did Bravo pay for this? That's what I want to know.
This does seem like the type of event that was a production thing. Like they set it up. But who knows? I mean, maybe, who was it? Was it Shervin or Mike? One of them rented the house.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe one of them is wealthy. I don't know. Whatever. Regardless, they have this nice house. And so this is, again, very Bravo. Like, everybody's there.
Yes. Everyone's
we all got
there,
invited.
Of course. And Gigi is avoiding Reza, all while Reza is, having his come to Jesus moments or...
Yeah. Talking shit on MJ.
Yeah, talking shit on MJ, but also just saying how that experience has made him rethink his priorities and what's important in life.
Yeah. Well, and what's so interesting is at one point, Gigi says she hasn't seen Reza in a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wrote that down because I was so kind of taken back by that timeline. Which, again, if Gigi truly is only with them when they're filming because she's not really their friend, that could track that they... took a break from filming and maybe they just weren't doing scenes together because they weren't friends. But I thought that was intriguing that this is actually maybe the first time they'd seen each other in a long time.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Why? Everything's been brewing this whole time.
Yeah.
All this animosity.
Yeah. So then, of course, we have to have the final come to Jesus scene with everybody.
Which was, everyone, I guess all of our cast members are on the couch together.
Yeah, he's like, Mike, come over. Shervin, come out, calling them all over. We all need to be sitting on this couch. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't the producers running around pulling everyone from taking shots and saying, you come for the scene. We all need to have everyone sit on the couch together.
Yes, we need it for the scene. Exactly.
And Reza and Gigi, they hashed out. They apologized to each other.
Yeah.
And Gigi runs off quickly to get some...
This was so weird.
It's very weird.
This gift.
Yes.
I didn't understand it.
Something that she bought in Belize or
Yeah.
Bolivia, somewhere, some little people that are little figurines that are supposed to protect the people that you care about.
Yeah.
And she hands them out.
It was so bizarre. It made no sense to me.
Wild card. She's the wild card.
She is so the wild card. Oh my God. But that was supposed to be this like beautiful moment at the end, and I was more confused. But they're all friends again.
But this is why I am the premise of our podcast is great. We chose a random episode, and this one was great. It had a lovely arc.
I know.
Story arc.
Yes. It like fully wrapped at the end.
Exactly. I was fully engaged in it.
Uh-huh.
And at the end of it, it was I wouldn't mind sitting around watching another episode because, of course, Peacock, where we watched this, was, 3, 2, 1. Let's get you on to the next episode.
Yeah. Varn, this is the beauty of Bravo. This is what Bravo does. They
Bravo.
make incredible episodes.
Damn you, Bravo.
Start to finish, 42 minutes of just pure gold. They give you the flashbacks, they give you the intro, you know who the people are by the end of it, and you are invested in these characters' lives, and you are ready for episode 2.
So are you telling me that every episode is like this?
I would say, depending on the show, some are better than others, but the overall formula, I mean, they're good at making TV. These
doing.
Housewives seasons are on season like 20. Like they keep going and people are obsessed.
The Housewives still going?
Oh my God, Barn. Barn.
This is what I do not know about reality TV.
This is embarrassing for you. There are so many Housewives franchises. Like every city across America has a Housewives franchise. And most of them are in seasons like 10, 11, 12, like 20. Like these Housewives franchises have been going on for decades.
Oh my God.
And they're still going strong. People are still diehard Housewives fans because Bravo is so good at what they do.
No, thank you.
No,
I will not be doing this. No, I will put my foot down. I will just go back to watching, more episodes of The Office on repeat.
Yeah. But like, you did admit this was enjoyable, right?
It was enjoyable, yes.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah.
I see why people like to watch reality TV.
Yeah.
It you can turn your brain off and just watch. Again, they make it very easy for you with the recaps.
Yes,
so
very
it's
easy.
not like
You don't have to use your brain.
It's not like a Marvel movie where you
Right.
have had to watch every, movie to know the joke that someone's making.
Yeah. And honestly, that's why Bravo shows, to me, this is from my lens as a busy mom, like you don't have to use your brain to watch Bravo shows. And again, as a busy mom, like my brain is on 24/7. So to be able to watch a show where I can just not use my brain and just watch other people have dramatic stories, it's great. It's perfect for me. That's why I love it.
Well, I'm glad this is out there for you, Chrissy.
Well, so out of all of these people, who do you like?
Oh, Reza, 100%.
Okay, so
Reza's got the
Reza's your
most
favorite?
interesting story.
Yeah.
He's got the most charisma.
Definitely.
And would I want to be friends with him? No. Because he's going to be way too much of my business and, calling me out for shit.
Yeah.
But no, he's definitely the best character in the show.
Okay. Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I mean, we didn't get to know all of them in this episode, but he's definitely the star of the show, best television character out of all of them. And I agree. I don't want to be friends with any of them, which is pretty typical of me in all reality shows. Like, I don't actually want to be friends with these people. They seem terrible to hang out with, but great entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
That's what matters. But let's quickly just talk about what was coming up on the next episode.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a party. Reza's gonna have a party. Peace in the Middle East party.
I can't.
Where
What year was this?
2017.
Okay. Oh God.
And a peace in the Middle East party between Persians and Jews. I think Reza was dressed up as a Orthodox Jew.
Yeah.
And on today, where in DC, Netanyahu came and we're in the middle of a war between Palestine and Israel. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I also noted that, and I hadn't checked to see what year this was, and I hoped it was not recent that they would do an episode like that. I mean, it's not good either way, but yeah. I don't know about that episode. Yikes.
Good for you for trying to do peace in the Middle East, but dressing up like other,
Yeah.
the stereotypes of other religions is not great.
Yeah. Ugh. Maybe pass on that episode.
All right. Well, usually we do an acting quality
Ooh, I mean,
rating.
this is acting.
This
Barn.
is very much acting. So, Christy, on a scale of A to F, with A being the best type of quality acting and F being just absolutely terrible, what would you rate the acting?
Honestly, this was pretty good acting. Again, it's not really reality. Let's be honest. This is all staged. But I just, because Reza is so good, I just feel like he makes it all feel like better quality to me. So I don't know. I'm going to go B plus, quote unquote, acting. Reza's so good.
B plus?
Barn. Reza is so good.
Yeah, he was good. But this is going to be your average across all these people?
No, he's coloring my view because he's so good.
God.
What's yours? You're going to go like F, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to go F. I mean, because if it was F, I wouldn't be able to I would not be able to watch this. And it's not F quality. It was, I would say C plus quality acting.
Yeah.
Because everyone was, keeping me engaged.
Yeah.
And everyone was giving it all they got.
Yeah.
Especially, again, mind you, this is season 6.
Yeah.
So after all these seasons, for them to still be, bringing their everything and acting, good for them.
It's great. We love it.
All right, and then moving on to my rock rating, which is my representation of color, where I judge the episode based on the number of POCs in the episode. I mean, 10 out of 10. I mean, it's all brown people.
Hey, there was that one white woman.
There was one white woman.
Shervin's girlfriend.
Yes, but I think she had one speaking line.
She had one speaking line.
And Adam, I'm not sure what Adam is.
Oh, Adam is white.
But I thought they made a comment about how he was like a Persian Jew.
Oh, really? Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
Know.
I don't know. He looked white, and that doesn't mean he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how did you feel about the fact that, though, it was pretty much only Persian people?
Oh, I mean, that was great.
Okay.
Yeah. Persians can cause drama and.
Well, I just wasn't sure if your representation, you want to see like a whole a spectrum of people and.
Good point.
I don't know.
No, I'll stick with my 10 out of 10 rating. Maybe in the future I will.
Well, I mean, Asa's boyfriend is black. We didn't see him though. But at least they referenced him. Can't count for this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I really appreciated it. It was a cool show. I feel like I honestly learned a lot about Persian culture. I have very little frame of reference, so it was actually cool to learn about it.
Yeah. But now my last question is, what do they do for a living?
Ooh.
I didn't see anyone go to work. I didn't see, the only talk about work was Tommy, Asa's boyfriend, baby daddy.
Yeah.
Who's talking about, getting done with a case. So I'm going to assume he's a lawyer. But yeah, no idea what Amy's people do.
Did not even think about that because that's just doesn't
it,
matter. It's irrelevant. No, that's actually a good question because now that I think about it, other Bravo shows that I watch, they do have jobs, or I mean by the later seasons they have brands. Like it's not a job, I have a brand.
Sure.
So that is interesting that we didn't really hear or see anything about how they make money.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I'm coming into this show and I saw the name Shahs of Sunset,
yeah,
my assumption was that they were all family. Their all last name is Shah, because Shah is a last name.
Oh.
So, and that they were all just came from money.
Yes.
They're all family members and they all came from money. But clearly they're not all family. They're all, friends.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing Shahs as, the actual term of, king or royalty of Sunset Boulevard.
That's why I assumed that they're wealthy. But then you make great points. It doesn't seem like they are.
Right.
So what is this show? What actually is this show?
Yes. Am I breaking you, Christy?
No, I'll still
poking holes.
I'll still watch it. It doesn't matter. You can poke all the holes you want in Bravo shows. They're still so good. Oh my gosh. Well, would you watch this again?
No.
Okay. What if you were on an airplane and it was the only thing on?
Okay, then yes.
Okay. So you would watch it.
If I was on an airplane and it's the only thing available to me, then yeah, I'd watch it.
Okay.
And it would probably help pass the time.
Yeah.
But again, I would go to my go-to reality TV shows or one of my other fictional shows.
Yeah.
Over this.
I get that. Yeah. I was trying to think about it. Again, I always say this, like, I don't have time for more shows because I watch so many shows. But I feel like I would, again, if I was somewhere and this was on, I would watch the episode, right? Like, I would keep watching it. I would, and I am kind of interested to look these people up and see where they are in their relationships now.
Yeah, I really do.
I'm intrigued.
Yes. Want to know where they are today. All right. Anything else to talk about with the episode?
No. Thought it was great. Thanks for letting me indulge in this reality television episode. Loved it.
You're welcome. You owe me one.
I know.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for listening. Remember to follow us and come back next week for our next random episode.
Bye.